second installment of our Spanish series using our trusty bookstore find Spanish dictionary. I figured we would go over some basic verb conjugation, very, very basic, and then we can kind of build off of that. And then we would also do kind of our random word grab bag like we did last time. That seemed like fun, just to go through the dictionary and find different words of interest and, what do they mean? And, you can start sprinkling them in as you learn verb conjugation and different things like that. Obviously, there's a variety of ways to learn. Probably the best way is just immersion itself, but we don't always have that option, especially if you're in a predominantly English-speaking area, and you really want to learn. If you don't have immersion, then we're doing the best with what we've got. So we will go ahead and push the dictionary off to the side for a moment here in our little grab bag note card, and we'll go ahead and dig into different tenses of the verb conjugations and just what the implications are whenever you're speaking to one person, talking about yourself, talking to a group of people, and how that changes. And so we'll go ahead and cover those parts of speech first, and then dig into the specific conjugations themselves. So there's yo, which means I, tú, which means you, and then I've classified them together because their conjugations are the same. Usted is like a very formal you, but then there's also él, which refers to he, and ella, which refers to she. Nosotros refers to a collective we, something that you're a part of with a group of people. And then there's ustedes, which is like you all or they all. Ellos, they, and ellas, a group of women, they. And that's kind of a very simplistic overview, but I figured we could go ahead and get into a few conjugations. The styles are different from depending on the root, which is why I have them classified in parentheses here. And of course, there are always exceptions to what will be discussed, but it's always better when you learn the rule and not the exception to the rule first. So we'll start with the rule, and then we'll go from there. So bailar, B-A-I-L-A-R, bailar means to dance. And so for yo, bailar, when you're saying I dance, it would be bailo, bailo, B-A-I-L-O, bailo. Tu is going to end in A-S, B-A-I-L-A-S, bailas, you dance, you dance. Usted, él or ella, baila. He dances, she dances, you dance. Formal. We dance. Bailamos. Bailamos. We dance. And then ustedes, ella, ellos, or ellas is bailan. Bailan. So the way that those conjugations change at the end for AR, it's going to be O, AS, A, amos, and on, bailo, bailas, baila, bailamos, bailan. Now we'll switch over to ER verbs. ER verbs. Beber, beber. This means to drink. To drink. So I drink. B-E-B-O, bebo. usted, él or ella. Bebe, not to be confused with it, baby. Bebe. So, he drinks, she drinks, you formally drink. Nosotros bebemos, we drink, bebemos. And then ustedes, ella and ellas, ellos and ellas, beben. They drink, beben. So, for ER, you have O again. This time, ES, hemos, and ain. So, starting out at the very, very, very most basic explanation of the conjugation of these verbs, without getting into any kind of past tense, without getting any kind of exceptions or anything like that. And there was one rule that I elected to omit because I didn't want to add necessarily a whole layer of confusion, and I'll mention it here, but it's the vosotros form, and it's like the nosotros form, but from everything that I've read and encountered, and again, I could be corrected, I'm open to being wrong, but from everything that I've read, this is more often than not used in Spain itself. So, for my American Spanish learners, or for people in the States, more often than not, you're going to deal with these forms and not so much vosotros. If you're in Spain, that one might be different. And then you're going to have a slight variation on the ending conjugation, similar to the nosotros form. So, just so no one thinks that I'm glossing over that completely, it's just not something that I thought would be of the most functional use for this first video here, of the first conjugations at least. So, we'll go ahead and move this off to the side, and we'll go back and do our little grab bag of Spanish words. And kind of like before, the X, Y, and Z, they get thrown together. We may not really find a good word for it. There may only be really largely just cognates that we can utilize. So if there's not anything good, we won't use anything from that. But as before, the whole point is just to kind of have some fun with it. Alright. Let's see. Starting with A. I think our first word will be right here. A. Aldea, which means village. Aldea. And really, there's not a huge science to this. I'm just going through and picking the first word that stands out as fun or interesting, or maybe of use. Let's see. We just did bailar, to dance, so everybody doesn't have an excuse. We know that one. So let's see. Okay. This is almost a cognate. Con acento. Batería. So, this is an example of the use in a sentence being important. So, it can mean battery, or it can mean drums, like a drum set. So, batería. Context is key. We'll learn that today, and probably every other day that we talk about Spanish. So I just saw a swear word. I would prefer to give you all words that you can use and not offend people off the bat. Alright, here's another one. So for C, we're going to go with carretera, which means road. And it's more of like a highway. There's another word that you'll see out there, calle, C-A-L-L-E, and that's more just for street. But carretera is more for like a highway, more of a main thoroughfare than just a standard run-of-the-mill street. Alright, now we're in D's. A very good, easy word to use and learn. Desayuno. Desayuno. Breakfast. Some of you can't get by without it. Some of you do without it every day. Desayuno. Breakfast. Let's see. This one almost qualifies as a cognate. Evidente. Obvious. Evidente. It's evident. Obvious. Oh, here we go. F. We're going to get into fuerza. Fuerza means strength or strong if describing something. Fuerza. Fuerza. Can't skip over G. Let's see. We will go with golpear, which means to hit. Golpear. Golpear. To hit. I've most often seen that used in the context of like baseball and sports, but that's not the only time you of course can use it. Alright. We're in H's now. Alright. We will go with hombre. Very simple word. Hombre. No, not the hairstyle. Spanish word hombre means man. And that's also not to be confused with hombro. H-O-M-B-R-O. So if you call somebody an hombro, you're actually calling them a shoulder. So don't do that. Don't do that. Hombre. Hombre. Alright. Now we're in I. We're in I. Let's see. We did infancia last time. We will go with, let's see, some of these are just cognates. I don't want to just give you all cognates. Okay, here's a different one. Here's a different one. Inundación. Inundación. Acento on the O means flood. Inundación. Which kind of makes sense. It's almost a cognate because if you're inundated with something, you're flooded with it. So, always cool to see how the Romance languages play together. And if you've never heard of the Romance languages, that would be the languages that come from the original Latin. So that would be English, Spanish, French, and Italian, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, now we're in the J's. We're going to go with jardín. Acento over the I. Jardín. to say something is made of wood, it's madera. Madera. And then for in, let's see. This is a good one. Naturaleza. Naturaleza. Nature. Nature. Naturaleza. Let's see what O has for us. O. Okay. Orgullo is pride. Or you could say orgulloso. And that's prideful. Orgullo. Orgullo. And for P, we will do pelota, which means ball. Pelota. Pelota. Alright. Not really a whole lot going on with Q. But we'll take a look here. We'll take a look. If anyone's worked in customer service, they'll know this one. Queja. Queja is complaint. Queja. Complaint. Queja. Alright, we did regalo last time, if I remember correctly. So, for R, we will do, and I always think it's funny whenever certain Spanish words almost get anglicized because we use them without knowing what they mean, and then they just become kind of an offhanded word that we don't think much about. And I'll give you an example with this one. Reino. Reino means stuffing. So if you go to a Mexican restaurant and you see the dish chile reino, it's a stuffed pepper. So they're just telling you what it is, but you may not know what it means if you don't study Spanish. So if that doesn't encourage you to study Spanish, I don't know what'll do it. You know? Alright, we're in the S's. Last time we did soleado for S, and this time we're going to do suerte. Suerte is luck. And so I've heard people before give the well wish, buena suerte, good luck, buena suerte. Suerte. Alright, now we're in the T's. We're in the T's. Alright, we will go with, I love functional words. Words that you can use right off the bat and understand. Tienda. Store. Tienda. Store. 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 Tienda. Alright. You will go uva. was covered, what you'd like to see more of, what you'd like to see differently, because ultimately I can make this content, but it's not for me, it's not for my self-edification, it's for everybody else's relaxation or enjoyment. So, as always, if you liked this and you want to see more of it, please like and subscribe. If you have any commentary, feel free to leave it in the comments. I like interacting with people. And, yeah, I am excited to give you guys the next video in our series. I think next time will probably be an anatomy video. I've been trying to kind of do them sequential, but sometimes inspiration strikes and I'll just go with what I'm feeling in that moment. So, and if there's an additional series or anything else that you'd like to see more of, let me know. Right now we've got the Bible, Spanish, and anatomy. But if there's something different that you think would be good, I've heard some people ask for kind of just rambling videos or videos where it's almost unintelligible speaking. Never done anything like that, but I'm open to it. So just